Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Look at my microphone not working. Before we start the Fear Fishing webcast. There we go. That sounds good.
That's better.
First, we want to tell you about Simple Fishing and their RLM Elite Boxes. Huge supporter of the Fear Fishing webcast. You're listening right now because they're making it happen. You can save $10 on your first box. They got pike boxes. They got walleye boxes. They got everything you need. They even have a multi-species box that just has a mixture of everything. Use discount code FEARFISHING to save $10 on your first box. Let's get this rolling. Yo. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen.
Oh, man.
Here
So
we
close.
go.
We can expect 2 in a row.
Man, that thing is such a bugger. Look at it. It's going through. It's kind of working. There's Sean McCall doing ATV stuff. Oh, there we are,
Oh,
Mark.
there's a good-looking guy.
I really missed those Fear Fishing toques. Oh,
Oh, they were cool.
Emma and I caught that one. Giant. Welcome to another messed up opening of the Fear Fishing webcast. That is, it's worked once in 2 years.
Once, last show.
Once, last
so if
show.
you missed it, don't forget to subscribe.
Go back. It's not even, look at it. It's still in the background up there. Oh, that's the time I jumped from the dock to the boat. Badass.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to play it again, Scott? That blew-
Welcome back, Scott.
Yeah, welcome back. Come on. Throw yourself in there right off the hop.
Whoa! Oh, everybody's here.
Whoa. So, we were just listening to CFN's weekly Monday,
Yep.
and they asked what happened to you, Scott Walton, and they didn't have an answer. What happened? Prison. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I dropped the soap today when I was taking a shower.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't feel anything up behind me. So
Oh.
it's
Well,
nice
we're-
to be out.
It was good. You did.
Do you miss it?
Yeah,
What's better, the outside or the
It's good.
inside? Like,
the inside's all right.
yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's all right.
Who? As soon as you get your money for like toothpaste and stuff, you're pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
You got a little butter action. Did
Salt and pepper.
What did you do to fill your time while you were in the clink?
I read a lot of books. Worked out a lot.
Oh, I can see. Oh, wow.
Nice.
You were in there for
Nice.
years, eh?
Yeah.
Oh man! So we'll get back to that lunatic here in a minute. Jailbird. Is there anybody? Are you paroled or are you free now?
No, I'm free. I
Wow.
was just there to visit.
You'll be there. You'll be here. We'll see.
Conjugal?
We'll see 2 Mondays from now if he's still paroled.
Yeah.
Anyway, anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Ian West. I kind of run this Fear Fishing gig. To my left, Mark Hunter.
How you doing, guys?
And across the table from us, filling in the seat for Sean, who last name we've forgotten because he doesn't message us back, Amber Philp.
Ooh, Hi.
Where is Sean?
Montreal. Last time I saw a post on
Do you know?
social
do you want to
media.
make a bet where he is right now?
On the 401,
Kingston.
stuck
I'll
in
bet
traffic.
No, he's stuck in a toilet somewhere with no handle, waiting for somebody
That
to
is
No
true.
open it.
toilet paper.
Yeah.
So since Sean's not here, Sean has, and I learned about this
A
in
phobia on
in
the
the
way down.
bathroom at the fishing show, because we were in a hotel bathroom, and Sean was like, "I can't open the door," and I was like, "What do you mean you can't open the door?" So Sean will not touch that door handle, and he once got stuck in a bathroom for an hour till somebody else came in and opened the door for
If
him.
he can't kick it open, or if there's no,
This is what happens when you don't show up
Yeah.
for the webcast and message
yeah,
us.
yeah.
We air all your
So-
dirty laundry to the 11 people listening.
I air my own. So I'm good.
Yeah, you're pretty open and
Yeah.
about this. Anybody who's out there in Facebook land, we're live. Hit that share button and get your questions in. Amber is not producing tonight, so she is focused 226% on your questions and comments. She's just going to blurt them out. Let them rip, folks. Remember, we're a little ahead of you because of the delay, but you'll get them in.
Why do we have a delay?
Well, we already have a question.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Tyler Warner wants to know who the handsome fella is in the bottom corner.
Scott Walton.
At first, I thought he was talking
Did
about
they,
me.
they forgot your
I'm
name,
your
Tundra?
BFF,
Well,
buddy.
They forgot your name, bro.
Yeah.
If he-
Sorry.
You know what? Honestly, if he's watching this upside down, it could be me he's talking about.
Scott, do you remember the first webcast you ever did? you produced?
Not
Was
for-
it-
no,
was
I
it-
was on the couch the first time.
Were you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who was that? Do you remember who our guest was back when we used to do guests, have
Ike.
special people? Ike. Really? You were here
Yeah.
for Ike? Ike was a good
Wow.
one. Ike was one of our best guests ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even about fishing, Ike's conversation. It was more about inspiring people to just, whatever you really like to do in life, do that. Because I did fishing.
Yeah.
He was really good. Do you
We had a
remember
lot of
when?
cool
Do you
guests.
remember when you fangirled over Justin Lucas?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you not tell him right in the middle of the webcast what a great big fan you are?
Yeah.
You still like Justin Lucas?
Sure, he's good. Yeah. I like them all.
Who's your
Everybody.
favorite
I
now?
like everybody.
Who's your favorite now? If you could fish with one elite star, who would it be, Scott?
Wheeler?
Wheeler?
Yeah.
Wheeler.
Nobody picks Wheeler.
I like Wheeler.
Really?
Wheeler, Pipkins.
Pipkins is going to be upset that you picked him second.
Yeah.
That's not cool, bro.
No.
I would, I don't know. If we were talking like here,
I
I
you know
would
what?
like to fish with Ike because Ike, like, I wouldn't have done anything in fishing if it
That's
wasn't
a lot
for
of
Ike.
crazy on one boat, though.
That is a shitload of crazy on one boat.
Yeah.
I would like to fish with Ike if, but you know what? There's probably 100 guys. I'd like to fish with Seth and that mustache. I'd like to
fish with one of the
I'd like to
tourists.
fish with Brandon Polnick. I'd love to go smallmouth fishing with Chad Pipkins. I think this came up a question on my Instagram story the other day. I'd like to go fishing on Gunnersville with G-Man.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'd like to say that
Oh,
I'd
man,
like
I'd
to
really-
fish with G-Man.
I'd really like to
We
fish with
know.
Brent Ayler. Man, I'm a huge Brent Ayler fan. There's so many of them. I don't want to fish with what's his name? The frog guy.
Ish?
Dean Rojas.
Dean Rojas. That would be my last
I
pick
thought you
ever.
meant Ish. I was
Oh,
like, what?
I'm not a Dean Rojas fan.
No.
No. What the heck is that? Just hit that X button there, buddy.
What the heck we got going on?
Oh,
Holy
we want
jumping.
something.
Click that.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow, what do we
Wow.
want? We should check out. What
It won't
we
let
want.
you move it at all or anything?
No.
And this is probably messing up our live feed? What is that?
I did not touch anything. I swear.
Oh, there we go. So
Oh.
we're good.
I don't believe you.
Do
Wow.
can
Still
you
in the
see if the folks at
background.
home, anybody yelling that they can't hear us, can't see us?
No, I don't see anything.
All right, so-
there's already more questions.
Okay,
though.
let's
Okay, let's
rip
hear it.
them. This is
Alright.
question night. No McCall. Let's answer questions.
Paul Jackson asked if Mark found the Tri-Lakes bass bite was dead this weekend.
Woo.
I
Mark Hunter.
actually went out yesterday morning, only for an hour or two. Well, 4, and it was kind of tough. Yeah, the water was really really dirty. I stayed in Chemong. Water was like terrible color.
Really?
And yeah, I caught. I think the
What
biggest
color?
was like
Whoa. Let's back up here. I got a tournament there in a couple weeks. What color was that water, Mark Hunter?
It was dirty stain, dirty tea.
like a brownish or like
yeah,
a Skugog
yeah.
dirty?
No, a dirty brownish tea.
Huh, interesting.
The river
Yeah.
I fished yesterday was like that too.
No way. What's going
I don't
on?
know why. It
That's
wasn't
I
really
think that's
windy or
from
So I just
the
went in the
milfoil
morning.
burning off.
Biggest one was like 3 1/4 smallie on rock, and yeah, I got a maybe 10 fish, but they were
Nothing.
pound.
It's not a good weekend. We're in the dog days of August now,
yeah,
kids.
Yeah, it was tough.
Did you have any more there?
Jason Francis Outdoors welcomes Tundra back.
Boom.
Thanks,
Scott
buddy.
time.
Oh wow! See,
See, I do
He
have-
better show up for
I
the
have
rest of these.
people that
Not,
like
don't even eat in our fans' ears. Throw them away. That's not anybody listening on SoundCloud and iTunes.
yeah, that's.
Amber sucks.
I'm a habitual.
She just brought
fan.
crackers to bed.
Okay, where do we want to start? Where do you want to start with? Frozen Tundra? You thought I was going to say Mark. So you were looking at the board. Do
I'm
whatever.
always looking at
Talk
the
whatever
board.
you want. This is open and free.
Open and free.
Where do you want to start?
It's nice to be out. Let's go with your big win on the weekend.
Listen, I joined a
What?
club this year. I've never fished a club in my whole life. I only fished major events here in Canada, in the Ontario series. I fished, but I never joined a club. And every year I'd be like, I'm going to join a club, and then I didn't. But this year I joined a club.
Yeah,
I've
you
had a
did.
great time. I've met some great people. For everybody who messages me and who's like, bro, we should go fishing. Bro, we should go fishing. Join the Quinny Bassmasters, and you can draw my name. I'm here. I'm here for the public to fish with of the Quinny Bassmasters.
Yeah, then we'll end up with.
So this weekend
We'll be
we
sharp
head to.
boaters.
Can we give up the lake name?
Oh, for sure.
We head to Wellers Bay. I draw. What's Sean's last name?
Marson.
I draw Sean Marson, who's a man of few words. Young man, 20 years old, never
Yeah.
won a bass tournament before in his life. He gets there,
Whoa.
he's on the vlog, he's a little
Pressure
shy.
on.
He doesn't talk a lot, right? I really got to choke the words out of him. I bring the camera to Scott Walton, he won't shut up. Back to Sean, he won't say anything but, oh yeah, We get in the boat. We launch the boat. Who backed us in? Pepe?
Pepe back to say, yeah.
That's the thing, too. At club tournaments, everybody's there more
Yeah.
than willing to back your boat in.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nobody screaming at each other.
No.
There's no dirty looks.
No.
There's no...
Not
It's
yet.
awesome. It's a friendly environment for everybody to be
Yeah.
a part of.
Whoa,
I'm not done my story.
can't hear you.
Who can't hear me?
People can't hear Scott.
Hi.
Oh, talking to the
Hi.
microphone, man.
Testing.
You
1,
you
2.
show up twice a year, and you need to talk into that microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So we get on the water. I asked Sean, "What's the best you've ever finished in a tournament?" It was actually with Scott Walton, and they finished with second or third.
We were third. We
So-
had like 17 and change. But
Being
That's
the
a good bag.
Yeah.
being the overachiever I am in life,
Yeah.
I said, "Sean, sit back, relax. We're gonna win this today for you." And guess what? We went out and won her.
Wow.
And listen, I'm
You're like the Babe Ruth of fishing.
I
calling your
I called my
shots?
shot.
Wow.
Called it. It was a good day. I I
Pointing
didn't at
to
all.
one.
I was actually pretty nervous. It took us a while to get the first smallmouth to go, but as soon as we got into him,
Did he catch fish too?
he did catch. He caught one of our fish in our bag that was oddly the super long largemouth, but he was really really skinny. But we did need it for our bag to pull off the wind. I
Awesome.
blew
Awesome.
about a 6-pound smallmouth that Sean and I both saw on a spinnerbait. We saw a giant largemouth under a dock that some guy comes in a mansion. He's got a mansion, he's got a dock, and he's got a sea-doo boat. You all know how I feel about sea-doers, even with their boats. If it's jet-powered and it's not going up a river in BC, it's not something you need. So this guy comes out to the end of the dock, and he's got like this weirdest bike outfit. I'm never gonna forget it. He has mustache too, gray
What,
mustache.
a bike outfit? What do you mean?
You know,
a
like
biker or
Cyclist?
like a
Like
He's
a
like
Lance
cyclist, right?
Lance
Was he wearing
Armstrong?
the shoes?
No,
with
no,
the-
no.
The clips?
Lance Armstrong kind of looks cool. Like
Yeah.
he's a well-built man. This is about a 65, 70-year-old man. Walks out to the end of his docks. He's got basically a
You
thong
can see
on.
his junk.
You could see- he's got a T-shirt on, and he's got his bike jersey. I'm going to call it a jersey, unzipped. And he comes out and he says, and I'm trying to flip between, like his boat. I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but
I've got a Senko.
no, I don't. I have a flip. I have a flipping jig. His Sea-Doo boat is up on. What am I talking about here?
Lift?
Frank?
A lift.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get it in between his hull and the bars because I can see this 5-pound largemouth tail. I seen him swim in there. So the guy comes across the acre and a half of lawn he has,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "There's fish under there, boy." He said it
He
just like
did
that.
not.
He did.
said
You
what?
can ask Sean.
Get out.
You can ask Sean. He says,
Sean
"There."
won't say anything.
He says, "There are fish under there, boy." I said, "There is, sir." He said, "What kind of fish is it?" I said, "It's a largemouth bass." He said, "Well, I better get my fishing pole." And I said, "You do whatever you need to do." So I said to Sean, I said, "Listen, dude, if we give that fish 10 minutes, first bait that goes in there, he's going to hammer it."
Yeah.
So we leave. And that's when I got 2 really good smallmouth sight fishing. We come back, and this guy's doing laps on his boat around the dock. Scare the fish off.
No.
Yeah, blew it for us. So if we would have landed, that smallmouth was ginormous. Would have landed him and bass on our dock, we would have done real well. We would have just won by more, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. You had what you needed.
Yeah, but if we would have caught what we missed,
Yeah.
then we would have beat you by more.
I doubt that.
A lot of ifs in this
Listen,
story.
listen.
That's
it-
been my tournament era.
I would have used my
What
Jedi strength, Scott, and I would have known you guys had more than us, and I would have landed those fish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going with. Any more questions?
No, just comments.
Good ones or like not so
well,
hot?
Steve Shaw says the 23-pound bag took Beggar's Tourney this weekend on
Big
Ross.
bag of
Yeah,
fish.
that's
Okay, so
huge,
let's
yeah.
get into that. I saw that event. That's a huge bag. Congratulations to the
Yeah.
winner of that. That's a solid bag. That would probably win any tournament ever run on Rice Lake before the month of October.
Uh-huh.
October, they're going to get
Mhm.
fat. He's going to need more than
Yeah.
23. But did you notice how fast the weights dropped off? 15 and change for second
Yeah, that's
place.
17 or something. And
Yeah,
that's
15. 15.
yeah, something like
15.
that.
So, that they destroyed it.
Oh,
Like,
they hit, yeah,
congratulations to
huge,
those guys
huge,
to find out
huge.
that bag of fish. That is ultra cool to see those big smallies. They are biting. It's been a tough year on Rice Lake.
Look at the size of the bag that won the Skoogog Twilight.
What was that?
21 and change. Smallies?
Largemouth?
No, smallies.
Who caught it?
Some kid. I don't remember his
Nice.
name. It
Nice.
was ladies' night. Yeah, the
'Cause
ladies'
it's
night.
ladies' night.
Yeah, unreal. 21 plus.
There's some big bags of fish, but I noticed the weights are dropping dramatically. It hasn't been a real good year on Rice Lake for anybody. A couple big bags. Mike Williams had a big bag. The day one of the Rice event, they blew it out of the water with 21 pounds of largemouth.
Yeah.
But then it dramatically drops pretty quick, unlike Rice. Thousand Island Tour is the exact opposite. I saw like 19 pounds for 60th place after day one.
Yeah, unreal.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, Rick Kuhl from our club.
Yep.
He weighed in 18 the first day, 23 the second day, and then they had the biggest bag of the tournament on the third day with over 27.
Congratulations.
Wow.
That's
What a
absolutely
bag of
amazing.
fish.
So I saw Curtis Richardson. He got 27 day one,
Yeah.
and I believe 223-pound bags. Scott, am I close?
I can't remember.
That's unbelievable.
But can you imagine like weighing in 71, 72, 73 pounds of smallmouth bass in a 3-day tournament and you didn't win?
And you didn't win.
Isn't that amazing? I will tell.
Huge.
I was talking to Brandon Polnick about this tournament because they have the upcoming Elite Series, and we were just talking about weights. And Brandon told me his goal for the tournament is 100 pounds, 4-day event.
Wow.
Wow.
That's his goal.
It'll be if
Wow.
it should happen.
It'll be close if they had the lake open. I think for sure one of those guys would break 100 pounds. Think so?
Yeah.
You looked at me like there's something. No.
Yeah, no.
No?
Okay, so they canceled the Chesapeake Bay on the Bassmaster Elite Series because of flooding. Thoughts?
Oh, well, I think safety first, obviously. But I seen pictures, but I don't think it was from.
It was.
I don't think the pictures that I saw was from there.
Yeah, I was listening to Ike Live talk about it, and they brought up some key points. But I guess it's gigantic. It's not just that main river; it's absolute massive body of water. I can't really comment because we weren't there. But up in Canada, we're losing some days of tournaments.
Yeah,
And we never did in the past. When I started fishing tournaments, that was one of our big things that we win anything.
Yeah. It's the wind, eh?
It's the wind.
Yeah.
And I remember fishing the Simcoe Bass Pro Shop Simcoe Open one time, and Marley and I were boat 50, and we went under the bridge at Aurelia, right? And I can remember seeing half of the field come up, and then the other half they would go down, and the other half would come up. The waves were so bad.
Wow.
It took us 2.5 hours to get from Aurelia to Thora Island.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with the what happened in the States there, Okeechobee, around Christmas time?
I do think that that was a tragic
bit of
event, and I think it's an eye opener for what could happen, right? But on the other hand,
You should probably enlighten everybody that doesn't know.
we lost an angler at the Okeechobee event, FLW Walmart Tour, but people died playing football, people died playing boxing and UFC and hockey, and fans have died watching baseball games because they got hit by a bat, and as tragic as it is, accidents happen. We can't protect everybody. I hate seeing guys lose days of tournaments, and sometimes when the weather's really bad, that's the most interesting tournament because it's tougher, right?
Yeah.
Man, Chesapeake Bay, I would have been really interested to see who pulled it off, right? That's the key to Bass Live, that when it's really, really, really hard, we want to see what those guys change up to make the difference here.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
I know the Bass Open on Champlain almost canceled the first day too.
And then the Costa event on Erie, they lost 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's a lot of money to invest to go down there, and if you do, not so good hot day one, you don't get to redeem yourself, right?
And do you think that win is kind of like a bittersweet win? Do you think it means any less that it?
Oh, for sure. I'm sure the guy who won, is excited and pumped, but it's a good win for him. It's a tough way for the other 200 guys who were there.
Yeah.
That's my thought. It's a win. It was a win. You should write that one up.
Yeah, man.
Do you got something there, honey?
It's a little off topic. Well, I've got a few things here.
All right, go ahead.
Don't worry about topics.
Yeah,
Okay. Tyler Warner says, since Mark seems to love Senko so much, what's his second favorite bait to throw?
Spook.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Zara.
I don't just. Let's get this straight. I don't just throw a Senko, but
Yeah,
it
he
is
does.
a big part of my day.
Yeah, he does.
No, I don't.
I don't think I've seen you throw anything else. Oh, I saw you
Bullshit.
throw a zero spook, and I saw you try to use a bait caster.
Oh,
Hey, I was,
no.
I was going at it again this weekend, buddy. Yeah, Hey.
Is it more comical than me trying to use a bait caster?
probably.
It is.
You should have seen me trying to use a baseball bat this weekend.
It is.
But Mark does well with the tools he uses.
That's right. And
That's
you know,
right.
there's other guys who don't use bait casters. And when I first got into bass fishing, I was really, really good at finesse fishing because we came from steelheading. I can remember not wanting to use braided line because the bass would see it,
Yeah.
right? Because steelhead are ultra sensitive. Then do 10 years of flipping a jig. I'm not so hot on the finesse fishing anymore. I was really surprised during that tournament on the weekend that I got those 2 fish. I got 2 or 3 smallmouth I saw.
On what?
I caught them on net hog, drop shotting. But I never get fish I see. That's
there
why
you go, Dave.
I heard once Chris and Corey Johnston on a podcast that they said they caught 90% of the fish they could see,
Yeah,
which is absolutely amazing. And it could have been a higher percentage than that, but it is absolutely amazing. I could move that they catch, like if they see them, they're going to catch them. I hardly ever get those fish I see.
Yeah, I don't think it's I see them too late because my eyes suck.
Yeah.
Or like once I see them, they're usually moving already.
I would say
Yeah.
that when Marley and I first started bass fishing, we got almost every bass we saw. This weekend, 2 or 3. One of them I couldn't get to go, but the other 2. But I did take a lot of time, and I did warn young Sean beforehand that whoever saw the bass gets to fish for the bass. That's going to be with the rule in the boat, right? If he saw the fish, not to take his eyes off the fish, right? That you tell me what rod of yours to get, and I will go get the rod for you. And if I saw them first, pass me that drop shot rod. But I'm not. As soon as you take your eye off the fish for a split second, it's gone. You'll never see it again.
Yeah.
So that's how Marley and I always did it over the years. Whoever saw it gets first go at it.
See, I was throwing a frog most of the day, and I would see them, but I would say, "Hey, Pepe, there's one right there."
You're a
He
nice
was
guy.
throwing a stick bait. Well, we're a team, right?
Yeah. And I just wanted Sean his fair shot. So if he could see one before I did, I would have gladly got his drop shot rod for him, and he could have given it a go. And
Plus the fact, if I would have went and grabbed a different rod, I probably would have tripped.
but
and
the
scared
key
it.
is to sight fishing is if you got 2 guys in the boat, do not take your eye off that fish. One guy has to be looking at.
How far in front of that fish do you think you should throw your bait, present your bait?
10 feet.
Now, and you want like something that's really quiet going into the
I
water?
used.
I know what he's getting at.
No, I wouldn't throw it.
I'm
I
just
wouldn't throw a
saying,
Senko. I'd never ever throw a Senko out of sight.
You're
of
a
fish.
No,
dick. He
he
was
just
going
makes
for
me-
it, Scott.
No.
He was going for
He
it.
makes me throw the Senkos
if-
because he
if-
just doesn't want to deal
If
with
I'm sight
it.
fishing smallmouth, the only 2 baits I'm ever going to throw is a drop shot or a marabou jig. That's what.
Yeah.
Even for a largemouth, if I could get a largemouth out in the open, I'd throw a marabou jig at him in a second. Something that they're never ever going to shy away from. Something like when I was throwing that net hog. That net hog's 3-inch piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Like that's the freest meal. But 10 feet is like you got to be throwing it in front of him so he swims into it. Never throw on the fish.
No.
Try to throw, and you know what? If you play it stealthy, you'll get 20 shots at him, right? Try not to chase him with your trolling motor, right? And just throw where you think he's going to go, right? And both those fish that I threw in front of, I never felt them hit. I just tightened my line up,
And you
right?
saw
I
moving.
knew, there's weight on there, and hook sets are free.
You know that big donkey smallie I got last year on rice?
Yeah.
I threw probably 10, 15 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
And I never felt it either.
No,
I
it's
never
really
saw
weird.
the line move. It was wild.
But you
then I almost made my non-boater cry because I was yelling at him because of the net.
you got to
I can't imagine you making somebody cry,
He
Mark.
almost cried.
you
Aw.
you really sight fishing is a tough one. You don't get a ton of time to practice. It's not like you can go out most of the time and practice. Lake Ontario sight fishing is a lot different than Kawartha Lake sight fishing. So, do you know what I mean? But if you get it out in front of him and he hasn't noticed the boat, he's gonna whale that bait. That's my thoughts. You all right with that, Scott?
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You look stunned there for a minute.
No.
Where do you guys want to go now?
I have some more.
Oh, let him rip.
Sure.
Gennaro Berardi Is it against the law to give the fish you caught, which you don't have the intention of keeping, to someone that asks for the fish?
I don't know 100%. I heard through the grapevine you can't, that's against the law. I really 100%. I never ever keep fish, so I never give them away. But I got a feeling that there's something.
I don't think you're allowed to give your catch away.
I don't think you
Really,
are.
eh?
And then I think
do
if
not
you
think
give,
so.
and I'll bet you it has something to do with a fishing license.
Yeah,
I got a feeling.
if you do, they better have a fishing license.
Yeah, I don't think you can
think.
accept a fish if you don't have a fishing license.
Huh.
I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe somebody on the IRM board really knows the answer because
I don't eat a lot of fish either, so
I'm
couldn't
just
tell you.
talking.
Ooh, Mike Gray just joined. He might know.
He may know.
Mike would know. He's a fish eater and netter.
Was that the only question?
He's a pretty good netter.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody else commented. Oh. Jason Francis asked, what's the thoughts about Bass completely canceling the tournament and not doing a makeup date?
They're behind us. We just talked about that.
That was
Got
after
it.
you started talking about it, though.
Yeah.
He didn't have a makeup date. I don't think you talked about
No,
that.
they don't have a makeup date.
Cancel. Done.
Done.
See ya.
Well, it's
Wow.
I
probably
think
a
that
scheduling. It's
'Cause
probably a
nobody else-
scheduling.
Well,
Yeah.
I really think that that's better for the anglers.
I think there's more involved in moving a venue and rescheduling a venue than we could absolutely know.
Well, you got 108 guys who got stuff to do, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
Venues.
there's a huge percentage of the guys who don't want to be fishing in October because they're going deer hunting,
Yeehaw. Me.
right? So it's hard to reschedule and to do it twice in 1 year because we got to remember they had to do it for the Sabine River,
Yeah.
right? So to
They
reschedule
rescheduled that, though.
twice, and Ike
Yeah.
almost didn't get to fish the Sabine River because of the TV show he's working on. Congratulations to him on the Nat Geo project. I hope I read a post about that. Can you imagine if I let the cat out of the bag? I'm totally joking. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I don't.
Mike
No.
Iaconelli has a
Yeah.
new TV show coming out on
I did
Nat
hear
Geo
about that. I
where
did
he
hear about
fishes
that.
like around the world in
Yeah.
different cities.
Yep, I heard about that.
It's really cool. So do you think this new adventure for Ike, he's done TV shows in the past,
Yes,
but do you think we're getting closer and closer to Mike retiring from the Elite Series?
absolutely.
How
think
do
we
you
are too.
how do you do a TV show and an elite series?
He's the hardest working man in
I
fishing,
know,
one of them.
but
But
still.
you know
that's a
what? I
lot.
get the feeling that one win. I think that's if Mike wins a classic or an Elite Series event.
That'll be the end of Mike.
But what?
Well, not
like,
the end of Mike.
but
just
it
new
came on to new
adventures
things,
from
right?
Mike.
You could
Yeah.
do like with social media, like the Ike Live show is really great. Like imagine if Mike wasn't on tour, how many more Ike Lives they could do,
Mhm.
right? You know, Mike could be a great correspondent as, kind of like, if he wasn't in events, what am I trying to say? Like a
Yeah.
reporter of,
Like
Ele-
the Zona did. and all
yeah.
that stuff.
I think Mike would be really good at that.
Commentary,
He is
more
a
into
TV,
commentary than
right?
Commentary.
yeah.
I think
For
there's
sure.
windows, and you know what? It's got to be if you're a tournament angler, it's got to be really hard to have a family and be on gone like they are.
Yeah, for sure. They
See
travel
the
a lot
special
more.
effects we got. Special effects
Yeah.
going on now.
It's not as good as the Ike Live show.
Tyler Werner weighed in on.
I don't even know where we got this.
Yeah, probably
Me.
the classic.
It was from me.
Really?
Yeah, I had a
From the
pocket.
classic.
I had a pocket full. And I think Sean did.
Hey,
Watch
good-
Ike Live.
Talking about the Ike and Ike Live and all that and the after party, those ring cutters,
Yeah.
those line cutters, those are incredible, man. Not the ring
I
one,
have
but I got the
some.
stationary one,
I got it in my boat too.
and I got
The
it.
line cutters
I got
is
it right-
absolutely.
the
It's
stick
kind
on
of like when you see it. Yeah, with
Oh,
the
it's
stick on.
incredible.
You think it's kind of gimmicky. It really works. Really,
and
really
it's
well.
sharp as sharp could be, man.
It's. I got one right on the side of my driving console. It works
I
awesome.
put it right on my windshield.
It's a great
For
product.
anybody that
Top of
wants
my
to
windshield.
Follow like line cutters on Instagram. Vance does an amazing.
Yes, he does. Maybe we could talk to Vance and the line cutters crew and we get fear fishing ones made.
Yeah, we
They
can
are
do that.
cool.
They are really,
He
really
would
cool.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're super
for
nice
sure.
guys. We met them at the classic. I think
Yeah.
Vance carried
Awesome.
Amber around on his shoulders.
Hi,
I believe
Vance.
that was
Remember me?
one
I
of
don't
the stories.
remember you, but I hear you remember me. Sorry.
You owe us line cutters just for that.
Yeah.
No, we probably owe him money for carrying her around.
This shit ain't free.
You got
I may have harassed him a little bit. I don't know.
no doubt.
Did I?
Everyone, Amber.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Steve Kennedy, I'll never forget you.
Stop.
He'll run. He'll be out that door so quick in Knoxville. He'll be like, not that woman.
Yeah.
Steve Shaw weighed in and said if they possess a fish,
Yep,
they must have a license.
I thought that.
Tyler Warner said, I think you can give someone a processed fillet, but not a live or whole fish.
That would make sense too.
Sean Quinn said, you can give away legally caught fish. The person receiving the fish does not need a license.
So we
Tough.
got 3 different answers.
See, and Mike Gray has not weighed in on one of them.
Sean Quinn's a
Yeah.
good guy.
I like Sean.
Yeah, I do too.
What?
Yeah.
He wants my Stratus.
You want it?
Yeah, if Ranger or Bass Cats out there listening, you give me a boat deal for Sean Quinn can buy my boat. Legend. Nitro. Anybody. Skeeter. Who's ever listening out there.
Grumman.
Realistically, I could fish for a personal guy.
Or you could take a kayak.
That's never happening.
Bobby,
You know how much
Bobby.
paddling I'd have to do?
be good for you.
You could get one with your feet, where you paddle with your feet.
Listen.
You'll be fine.
I
Listen.
am not paddling him around a lake.
No. You know who's done a lot of kayaking this year? Dave Brussack from the Ike Life crew.
Yeah?
He's got a kayak. He's got her all rigged out. He's there's actually a video where he's faster than the bass boat trolling motor. You should see him paddle.
I think I saw that. I saw
Oh
that.
my God!
I saw that.
Can you guys answer questions or talk for a second before I can try to? It's awesome.
So let's talk about August. Busy
Do it.
weekend,
Start it
eh?
up. Ike Live with
It
Mike
is
Ike and
incredibly busy.
This is the best video ever.
If you want us
Start
to talk,
it up, but be quiet.
right?
Yeah.
Shut up, but talk.
Zip it.
August. You want to talk about August?
Go
Let's
ahead.
Talk about August. Super duper busy.
Next
for the
Saturday,
tournament.
we start the busy August starts. Sean and I are on Lake Scugog for CSFL
Yes.
Eastern Tour.
I'm on Cooch for the Hyper Tour.
Hyper Tour.
I'm home.
Do you know why you're home?
Why?
Because your Bass Club schedule is
That's really whacked. Okay,
That's
keep
okay.
talking. I'm gonna
There's lots
find
of
this
fishing.
video.
And then we got the FLW Canada
Yes.
coming
Then
up in 2 weeks.
so we're and then our birthdays.
yes.
Don't
this
forget
weekend
about our
coming.
birthdays.
Saturday, my birthday.
Sunday, my birthday.
So
Oh, the videos.
September, my birthday.
well wishes only.
September is both Emma and Ashton's birthday as well.
Yes, it is.
It's a very busy time
I'm
of year
trying
for
to find
us.
this video.
And then the weekend after the FLW, we got the qualifier up in North Bay.
Oh,
But you're
hold
not
on a
doing that,
second.
are you?
No, I'm not doing the qualifier. Sean and I have 2 days on Tri-Lakes FLW.
'Kay.
Did you see Brian
Not FLW.
the Carpenter tune in there?
CSFL.
No, I don't think so.
And then,
Bro.
Amber, why don't you tell us about your vacay?
My vacay?
Your vacay.
Well, somebody else is saying Sean Quinn wants Ian's Stratus because his Stratus doesn't catch fish.
Whose?
Sean Quinn's.
It's not the boat.
My Star is probably not going to help Mr. Quinn catch fish either.
Did you hear that, Sean? It's not the boat. Well, he's got a decent little boat he's got now.
It's a good boat.
Yeah.
He likes my Stratus 201 XL. Dun, dun, dun.
That's what I used to fish out of his
I
Stratus.
love my Stratus, man.
Mike's Black Strat.
Ranger owns Stratus now. I don't even think they make Stratus.
I don't know.
Scott?
Don't
Do they
know.
make Stratus?
Don't think so.
Don't they call him Phoenix now?
No.
No.
So from my understanding, the old owners of Stratus own Phoenix, and Stratus got sold to Ranger. I'm going to try to get that video from Brian the Carpenter. He'll listen
Yeah.
tomorrow, and he'll
What
be upset he
video?
didn't say of Dave racing that
I did see
boat.
that.
I never saw it.
Oh, I
It's so
gotcha.
funny. Any more questions?
Um.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So busy August. Scugog, Hyper Tour,
Yeah, Hyper. Yeah.
FLW. We're in. You know what the thing about interesting about FLW is we're all fishing against each other.
We are.
I'm teamed up with Mr. Marley Horniak. You're going with Joe Ford.
Yeah, I'm going with Joe Ford.
Sean McCall's fishing with professional Polish angler Chris Tatoska.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
What was
It's a
his
good-
last name?
Lineup.
Chris Tatoskaniana.
Toskanos.
Tuskastana.
Yeah.
I'm
guy,
excited for that.
The Polish prince.
It'll be kind of interesting. I'm staying at Scott Walton's house,
Yeah, I'm not cheering for any of you.
so you know I'm staying
What do you
at
mean you're
your
staying?
house,
I
man.
never got an invite to stay at Scott
You can
Walton's
come.
house.
You can come. We're all
You can
welcome.
come.
I'm sure he asked us all. He didn't
Sleep
ask
on the
me.
back deck.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bring a tent.
I'm gonna sleep beside his wife.
All right.
Bring your trailer.
His wife.
Scott's going to the basement.
Your wife is sitting right here.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll work it all out when I get back. Okay, so on
Yeah, when she breaks his arm.
Yeah, that's good. Break both of them and his knees.
so it's a busy month, and then when we're done the Trial Lakes event, Sean and I have Balsam Lake Classic if we make
Classic,
it.
Yeah.
So
What do you think? What's your thoughts of that?
What do you mean?
Do you like balsam, or are you a balsam fan? You don't like balsam. Nobody likes balsam.
Can't talk.
I don't like it.
Texting.
Yeah, texting.
Balsam? What do I think of balsam?
Yeah, you like it?
No.
I know that he doesn't like it.
No.
What's your thoughts there, Scotty? You like balsam?
I've never been there.
You know what?
That is
yeah,
Don't
it's
plan
probably
on
a
Best
great choice. Yeah.
the last time I fished Balsam Lake, I fished a classic in the rain. My Apple phone
Yes.
caught on fire in my pocket, basically.
What?
Yeah.
It burned my skin.
Brand new Apple phone.
2 days old.
Because he dropped the one before
You
that
you
in the
fished
water.
that Top Bass Classic?
I did.
That's the one where the cheaters
almost died.
left. Yeah, and remember the rain that came down? My
that was
village
the year
pump.
before. That was
No.
the year before.
No.
Nope.
Same tournament.
Same
Was it?
tournament.
Was it?
Yep.
And it poured.
Right
in.
before weigh-in, it poured.
No.
No.
All day.
All day. The one day. All day. I can remember.
Me and Mike almost died out there that day.
That's what
Really?
Marley and I weighed in at 2:00 with like 7 pounds and 5 fish.
We ended up hitting Grand Rock.
No way.
Yeah. We were scared, buddy. The cockpit was half full of water.
Wow.
We hit one of those downdraft things.
Ugh.
Dude, I swear to God, there was 8-footers out on Balsam.
It was
They
crazy.
were crashing
Like
over
insane.
the boat.
And it was raining so hard it was like a wall. My village pump ran all day.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was
His
like
cell phone was in his pocket and got
My cell
soaked.
phone was
Yeah,
in a
in my
Ziploc,
Gore-Tex
'cause
suit.
it did rain all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But right just before the weigh-in, it got really, really nasty. And I was like calling out a mayday. 2 seconds away from a mayday.
Really?
Oh yeah, we thought we were gonna get wet for sure. Well, we were wet. We thought we were gonna go swimming.
So calling out a mayday on your cell phone and flare? Is that what you do?
There was no time for flares.
No.
No. We would have just taken Mike's hat off.
Oh.
oh my God.
He's a little bit of a ginger.
I remember that tournament. I remember I wanted to because Balsam Lake is a great topwater lake. If you can get smallies going on topwater, like that's the way to do it. And I've actually done okay pre-fishing using the big Zara spook even in the waves. But I remember it was raining so hard.
Pardon me. That was the monster.
we were like it was raining so hard that I couldn't get the spook to walk.
No,
Because it was just messing it up. That is the absolute hardest I've ever seen it rain while fishing. It poured, man.
Yeah.
I remember like in my console of my boat there was like inches of water because it couldn't keep up draining through.
Now, if it wasn't the classic, would you still been out there all day?
Yeah.
Would you?
And I weighed in
fishing like
early.
that.
Like I weighed in at 2:00.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna win. We were probably 10 pounds short the day before, and we had about 7 pounds on day 2. We weren't gonna win, but we did tough it out till 2:00, and I went and and there was other guys who were going to weigh in, and it's better to kind of like weigh in a little early and get out of the way. Guys were getting fish. But it's important to finish tournaments. The biggest mistake I ever made.
Left at 11 o'clock.
The biggest mistake I ever made fishing tournaments, and I was maybe 21 or 22, that Marley and I came in from CSFL, and I was young and stupid. And remember when they held them down in Hastings?
Yeah.
And we weren't fishing for points. We just, did that tournament. We were going to see how it went. We'd maybe been doing tournaments a year or two. And we heard a 19-pound bag weighed in and then a 17-pound bag. And we dumped our 15 and change. And third place was less than we had on our scales.
Well, there you go.
And I always felt like an ass. And, and then when I speak to young kids, it's like probably cost me $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah.
Right? And being young
but you learned
and
a
just
valuable lesson. That day.
Absolutely. And no matter what, now I always make sure that I make sure I call fish to the ounce.
Yeah.
Because an ounce can really go a long way if it's a tough event, and I always weigh in. Good. Yes. It was $2,000 or $3,000 lesson for sure. And we heard about it on the way home. It's awesome. Totally awesome. Absolutely amazing. Could have had another medal. I messed
That's
it up.
what I like. Does your club have medals?
No.
We do.
Participation.
Hogtown, you get first, second, third, and big
I'd
fish.
really
get a
like
medal.
to. While we were talking about this, I'd really
every
like to
event.
thank Shimano pro staffer Cord Rodcliffe for coming over and thanking me for my win. It was a good moment for me. I smiled a lot. I had to ask him twice to say it. He said it, and then he tried to walk away, and I was like, "Don't you want to thank me again?"
Thank you.
He's a good guy.
For
Super,
winning?
super, super. And well, congratulate me. He's a super, super nice guy. One of the best in the business. Follow him on Facebook.
What about your new buddy Jimmy James?
Jimmy James, the best co-angler in the whole planet. That's all I got to say. Maybe we'll have him on the webcast sometime. He can blow your guys' minds. He's a beauty, though. 110%. Like, he can come here and do this podcast. There's a spot for you, Jimmy James, on that couch right there. Anytime you want to come. We'll even kick people off this show to get you on.
There you go.
Mark, you know a little bit about that the update on the basket cheaters?
Well, I just got a message the other day with a little link that, kind of some guy was caught moving some baskets around. From what I understood, he had the same. He had a.
He's been banned for life.
He's been banned. So they think that he's been maybe messing around. I really don't know the whole story. It's just
that's crazy.
What I hear.
Can you imagine if somebody had that kind of time?
Outed the guy's name. I'm not gonna out it because I don't know anything about it really. But
if that's true,
and then he showed up with the ramp.
Can you imagine
what I found and stuff? And he had a spool of the same line that they used to tie the baskets that he brought in. He left it on the deck of his boat.
Gotcha.
So they're saying, well,
do you think somebody really has this kind of time to just mess with people?
I don't know. And why?
I'm not sure. That's weird, eh?
Yeah.
Carpenter's trying to get us that video. He's going to ask Eric the intern. He's a good kid.
Yeah?
You guys you should follow him on Instagram.
Eric the intern?
Eric the intern.
I don't even follow you.
Do we got
Instagram.
any? I know. It's embarrassing. You got anything there, Am? Questions, people.
Gorgeous said, "Wow, thanks. It was deserved."
Oh,
nice
he is the nicest guy.
See?
You can't even give that guy a hard time because he just comes back with such niceness.
Killer with kindness,
He's even watching
buddy.
our silly little show here. Scott, you got anything you want to talk about?
What do we got? We got BP and
You know, so I'm not saying this name. We got two things to talk about here that are pretty exciting. Let me get that text message up from Brandon Polinick so that you can try to.
Okay.
So hold on a second. Brandon Polinick last week did something really cool, and I think the bass fishing community should do more of this. But he had the angler of the year come over from Japan.
Daisuke Aoki.
That's.
That was the best I could do.
We ruined it, but that was close. That's how we asked. Brandon sent
Murdered
it his name, and then Brandon sent it to us how it should sound
Yeah.
in English. But
Daisuke Aoki. Daisuke Aoki.
Let me see it.
Daisuke Aoki.
Amber's a good. Amber's really good
If you
at.
say it real fast, it sounds right. See it?
Daisuke Aoki.
No.
Anyway,
He's not Indian.
I believe they filmed the vlog, and it's going to come
Yeah.
out. But that's really cool, right? What do you got?
Daisuke Aoki.
Talking to that microphone, Scotty.
That's what I
That's
said.
pretty cool, though, eh? We should do this more in the future.
What's that? What are we doing?
Have different, like Brandon told me that he was really shocked how close and similar they fish in the same ways,
Yes.
and they're a million miles apart. So that
Yes.
tells me that bass fishing's bass fishing,
Yes.
bass or bass.
bass or bass, but it's really cool. Like, I think there should be more of this, Japanese angler of the year with the American angler of the year. Like, that's really an experience, right?
Yeah.
We should do more of this. There should be more of, and I believe Brandon filmed the whole thing, so there'll be a BMP vlog about it.
Nice.
There may be more of this if it's in the Olympics, right?
So,
Sometime.
ooh,
Oh.
We're
I
gonna
would
jump
just
to-
like to point out that I would have always wanted to go to Japan.
I like Japan too. I'm big.
Just saying.
I'd like to go too.
I would too.
I think
I'd like to fish one of those lakes where they do the crazy.
I like it when they take those little mushrooms, and roll them in the beef. That's what I like.
or all the sushi
And miso
and the
soup.
culture.
I like miso soup.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Somebody's asking about Randy Flowers.
Randy?
Calling out people like that on Ike Live.
Never
It's
heard
great.
of Randy Flowers.
Never heard of it.
Randy
No.
Flowers on Ike Live was hilarious. Check out Randy Flowers' Facebook. It's great.
We
Can I is there a joke that I don't understand?
yeah, we'll get you caught up here in a couple minutes.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that I think it's kind of funny. I think that some things
It's kind of
are really funny. It's harmless, having fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's trolls and everything else. Why shouldn't there be one in fishing? He's probably only saying what a lot of people would like to be saying.
I think it's somebody we all know.
You think so?
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, that was those posts that somebody put their face over top of somebody else's face.
Kind of.
I don't know.
I
think it's funny.
I think it's
I think it's
somebody
funny. I
that's
think it's
known.
harmless. We've never really had anything like this in the fishing industry before.
No.
The fishing industry is pretty conservative, right? Now we have a guy who's just saying whatever he'd like to say.
Yeah.
God, we're probably going to make that page now, but it kind of adds a little spice to life. He came
It's
on
entertaining.
Ike's show. He's funny on Ike's show, right? Pro staffing's kind of out of hand, right?
It
Do
is.
you think it's Dave Brodzek's new
I asked. It's
character?
not. I got like sworn affidavit that it's not.
Do you ever see that new Family Feud or not Family Feud Gong Show?
Oh, I saw.
Nope.
No, I
Have you
saw
seen
a
it?
preview for
Did
it.
you see it?
Like a tiny preview for it.
That guy is Mike Myers.
No.
It is.
I didn't see that.
It
For
is.
real?
I'm telling you, it's Mike Myers.
So I don't know who Randy Flowers is. It's probably I don't think it's an elite or a Walmart tour guy.
No.
I don't think it is. I think it's
No?
somebody really putting it to the fishing world. What do you guys think? Did you guys read the post? I've been reading the post.
I've
read
read
the post.
ones that you've shared with me. I'm not
Yeah.
his friend on Snapchat.
I've been
or
his
whatever.
friend for like forever, and I didn't even know. It was good that he went on Ike Live, though. It was funny. What do you think? So he's basically calling out guys who pro staff the living snot out of everything, no major brands,
Then he blocks them.
and then he blocks them. He just has no time for their comments, right? And now there's an anti-Randy Flowers group where you can join and support the pro staffers who are angry at, I guess, Ike, Van Dam, and G-Man because they participated in this. Hackney, too, I would imagine.
But somebody needed to call it out, no?
I don't know.
I'll bet you.
Pro
it's somebody
staffing,
we
like,
know.
It's what?
It's got to be somebody that's.
it's got to be somebody who's
gotta be.
angry about this pro staff
It's
deal.
not just some Joe living in a trailer typing shit.
Here's my thoughts. Okay, we're going to talk about pro staffing. And we're just going to talk about advertising in general in the fishing world. What if, this would be my vote, you had to pay $20 extra for every patch that's on your jersey. So if let's say your tournament, we just made this across the board, Elite Series, everything, $20. If you fish weekend event, regional, Costa event, CSFL event, B1, that for every logo that you're going to support, you got to pay $20 extra.
To who?
To the
To the
organization so that they could pay out more into the field. Right? Basically, the company who's you're supporting, you got to pay $20 to advertise to the pot. So let's say you have...
So it's going
So
to
then
the,
there's
it's
not
going
going
to the
to do
series.
any.
It's going to the series. It'll be added to the payouts.
But nobody's going to pay $20 for 15 patches each.
Why? I would be more than happy to pay for our support. I would have no problem paying
You
$40
don't
extra
have-
dollars
You
for...
don't have 15 patches on your jersey, though.
But that's the whole point.
I know.
So if you were getting 20% off to wear this patch, but every tournament it was going to cost you $20 to advertise for that company, it wouldn't be long before you took that patch off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's the whole point,
Yeah.
right? Let's separate.
Totally
I
with you.
I would have no problem paying an extra $20 for Daiwa or Simple Fishing every tournament that I fished. $40, real support. We'll get it back.
Or
Yeah.
you can't put on a name on your jersey unless they're actually paying you.
Well, that's
Or
what the
you have
$20 is
written
for.
off. Or no, you have been written off.
What do you mean?
You had a check written, or you have,
Yeah, but we couldn't
Or you-
like that. We couldn't.
or you get free product.
We
but not
couldn't.
discount.
Yes, but nobody. Everybody would say they're getting $100,000 from Ardent, right? And to not pay the $20. If we just made it, you have a jersey, right? We go to tournaments and we see guys who wearing jerseys from companies that shut down 5 years ago,
Yes. Yeah.
right? I see guys wearing Simax jerseys.
Yeah.
Where's Simax? Gone, right? But if you want to wear that jersey, just pay $20 to advertise for that company that's non-existent anymore, right? I'll pay for mine. Mark
I
up.
see what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I
then
know what you're saying.
And then let's say
I don't know why you're saying it, but
it would be more payouts, right?
Yeah.
So let's say on a weekend event where the grand total now was going to be $8,000, we could probably, with the amount of patches on jerseys this day, add $10,000 to that pot. Just for why should everybody advertise for free? Why should it always be free, right?
I see what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I
That's
see what you're saying.
and I'm not saying that it's wrong for somebody to, rep all these brands. If you want to rep all these brands and you have amazing deals and you're getting real support from these companies, $20 is not a big deal to. So I'll pay another $20 for fear fishing. I'll do extra 60 every time I fish, right? To say fear fishing, Daiwa, and simple fishing, no problem, right?
Yeah.
So why? And we're just going to increase our pots. They're going to pay out more spots at all these events.
And it's going to cut down on the labels.
And it's going to cut down on people just having patches on their jersey to, because I don't think the side that like you should be able to rep companies. If you really, really believe in a product and you use it all the time and you get a good deal on it, I think you should do this. And I think you should pay the $20. If you just signed up for it, you pay $20. What, like, it's okay to pay $20 to fill out the application. Why isn't it worth $20 to advertise, to pay for advertising, right? It's just taking money out of the fishing industry, in my opinion. We can't get any support to bring you guys more of this because nobody pays.
Nobody pays for it.
Right? It costs a lot of money to pull all this. Well, they're not even getting it for free. People are paying money out of their pocket to advertise for said company.
Yes.
It's tough. And it's tough on the fishing industry. And realistically, that's all Randy Flowers is trying to point out.
Yeah. And most of they pay more out than they get, they say.
Yeah, that's the problem. But, like, let's say, X product that I use every day, day in and day out, and they offer me 40% off to wear this patch, right? And I was going to buy 100 packs anyway. That you should support that company.
Sure you should, yeah.
Right? But there was a guy up here who had 3 different boat companies on his jersey.
Yeah.
So if you want to be that guy and you want to wear Ranger Bass Cat Triton jersey, just cough up the $60. No big deal.
3 boats, eh?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
Did he have Merc? And
I seen a jersey at a store the other day that had every company logo in the industry on it.
Yeah.
Right? You want to pay $80 for that jersey and you want to rock it at the a tournament, you can pay the $160. I'm sure. Do you know what I mean?
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It's probably more money than you saved on all those promotional deals.
Absolutely.
Any questions? Any hate out there?
Somebody guesses it's Crete.
What's that?
Kriet.
For what?
I'm assuming the Randy Flowers.
Oh. I never saw anybody.
Crete?
Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about.
Me neither.
You guys want to know something
What about
exciting?
Wayne Morris? Wayne Morris had his account hacked.
Bring it up, Scotty.
Is that why he asked me to
Bring
be
it
his
up,
friend?
Scotty. Yeah,
That's
and I
right.
didn't accept it either. I'm going to do it now. I'm sorry,
I
Scott.
accepted it.
Was that
Did you?
him? Was that
I
the real
did.
Wayne Morris?
That's
was
what
the
I was
real
worried about.
Wayne
That it
Morris.
wasn't the
I
real
messaged
Wayne
him
Morris.
back.
Well, the real
Talking to the
Wayne
mic,
Morris.
Scotty.
There he is.
I messaged him back. That was the real Wayne Morris.
Please stand
Wow.
up.
Somebody hacked into his account and deleted all his friends.
Oh, my goodness.
He's had a
Aw.
rough year. First, he got kicked out of the bass club.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I wasn't first.
No,
Probably not.
issue 34, and then he got hacked.
He's had a lot of stuff.
Follow
Boat problems,
follow Wayne
trailer
Morris.
problems, truck problems,
Follow Wayne Morris. You'll laugh a lot.
holding a job problems.
They're not problems. They're good Instagram stories.
Just adding to his resume.
Before we go, on Friday, I went to Natural Sports in Kitchener, Ontario. Great fishing
Yes, you
store.
did.
I had a really good time hanging out with their crew. Everybody who works at the store is amazing. They have a ton of young guys, like high school, college guys
Yeah, cool.
who work at the store.
Sweet.
Great time. But when we were there, I got to try the new Daiwa rod.
What's it called?
Yeah. What's it called?
Way to put me on the spot. Kage.
Kage.
The new Kage.
Kage.
Kage. We're going to have to work on this. It means shadow in Japanese.
Yes, it does.
I got to try the new rod. So they had a demo at the store, and I got to flip the jig with it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I've already asked permission if I could borrow that rod for the next 3 weeks for tournaments.
So this rod here is not available to
It
general
will not
public?
ship until the end of September.
Now, is this an ICAST release rod?
I believe so.
All right.
It's amazing. Like totally The rod that I used to pitch and flip around the store, 7.6, heavy action, is probably going to be my favorite deep weed rod ever. That's how excited I am. They're going back there tomorrow to pick up all the demos, and I've already asked if I could borrow it for the next 3 weeks. This rod that I used to has like no logos on it, nothing. It's just straight up demo. It's a demo, and it is absolutely amazing. So if you guys are Daiwa fans out there listening, there's amazing stuff coming. Amazing.
What's
and
it called?
the Tatula 100 soon too, right?
Man, I'm working on trying to get one, like before anybody else does. Pulling some strings, begging some people, everything I can to try to get one of those Tatula 100s. Ayler says in this video it's better than the Steez. And I believe this is going to retail for around $180 Canadian.
What?
And it's better than the Steez, Brent says.
Oh.
So I'm trying to pull some strings to get some.
Yeah, get some.
One. Mine. 10 of them. We got any questions there before we wrap this up?
Yes. Sean
do it.
Quinn wants to know if you find it easier to target green or brown during hot days like the last few weeks.
Greenfish for sure. What happens with the largemouth is their metabolism speeds up the hotter the water is, and they really enjoy it. Largemouth, the smallmouth, I don't think are used to this, but contrary to that, I've caught a lot of big smallmouth really shallow on the hottest days ever. So it's probably easier to get the largemouth to fire, but the smallmouth,
don't count them out.
That's when you're really going to find something weird. You might find a school of them really shallow eating crayfish. They get all messed up. It really seems to only affect the deep water bite in this area. And it makes sense that their metabolism speeds up with the increase in the water, because what happens when it gets cold, it slows way down, and that's how the bass make it through the winter. They do the big feed in the fall. I will tell you, for all you bass heads out there, as soon as in August, we're going to have the dog days of August till now, until we get the third cool night of the month.
Yeah?
As soon as we get 3 nights in that low teens, it is going to be on fire. It'll change everything. It couldn't matter.
Plan your vacation.
It's kind of like the maple syrup, the sap running. You need really, really cold nights and warm days to get that sap to go. As soon as we don't need one or, one a week. We need 3 cool nights in a row, and this is going to change everything, and it is going to be hammer time.
Does it matter how hot the days are?
Nope.
Or just
not at all.
Know?
Those fish will know. It's kind of like, so we used to talk about this all the time in, when you read like a Bassmaster magazine and they're talking about fall fishing, they're realistically talking for us end of August, September, right? Because, October, November in Arkansas and Texas
is
like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're just, as far as bass calendar goes, we're probably 2 weeks away from fall fishing.
Wow. That's
right?
Exciting.
And then when we get into, our October, November, we're probably really talking about their December, January fishing.
Winter feed bag fishing.
Winter feed bag fishing. Do we have any more, Amber?
Yeah.
Keep flowing them out. You got questions. I got answers.
Asking about if you've tried the live target craw yet.
I know, because Sean McCall doesn't answer my phone calls anymore. He didn't show up tonight, but I'm a solid friend, and I promised that I wouldn't use them without him. So this weekend.
He did last webcast.
I did. I don't even know where they are. He's got them hidden somewhere.
Oh, that's why you haven't used them.
He probably does, too.
Yeah.
Sean Quinn.
Somewhere?
Well, I have no idea where they are.
Sean Quinn wants to know what your favorite color Senko is to use.
He must be talking to you.
I don't use a Senko. I use a Yumdinger. I use a watermelon and pearl laminate. Works for me.
Very nice.
Because they're $3.49 a pack.
If you don't mind.
$3.49.
Yeah, man.
Are you on like their?
Nope. Their regular price.
Wow.
Regular. Is that it?
Yep.
Keep firing. Oh.
Sean's messaging.
Oh. Sean who?
Sean who?
Sean, your friend that has the craws.
Oh my God.
He says he forgot about the webcast.
Oh, nice guy, eh?
Yeah.
Who forgets about us? Did anybody call him?
I never called him.
I didn't call him either.
He's a big boy.
Thanks. You didn't even open it, Scott. I'm going to pinch a nail.
Pinch a nail. Oh, you poor thing. Wow.
Did we talk about Seymour?
No, we did not.
We made it to Seymour over the last 2 weeks. Amber, you went away to Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's a vlog follower, we didn't do very many over the last between webcasts because Amber was away. I had that kid of mine.
And you were afraid of the thunderstorms they were calling.
Yeah, that was a big deal too. We had a thunderstorm today, quite a storm.
We did, yeah. I just finished the lawn too.
We just missed a hailstorm with hail the size of your fist.
No way.
By one day. We left Calgary and it happened in Calgary.
We,
quickly.
It just started raining when I left my house.
No way.
We didn't have rain all day. It just started when we left.
No way. Okay, 3 things about your trip to Alberta that were really good, Amber.
Time away from Ian. 1.
Hiking with my brother.
Do you feel that way too now that you're back?
6 Glacier tea house hike. Plain of 6 Glacier tea house hike. And then we decided it was a good idea to do the second half of another hike on the way down. And that was not fun. But anyway.
What's a hike? Is that like where
he
you have to
really
walk?
did text the group and say
7
that he forgot about us.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
What a guy, eh?
Yeah. I'm sorry. We'll answer you later, Sean. We're live right now.
Yeah,
Sean
we're a
who?
bit busy right
Yeah,
now.
we're live.
Sean who?
I'm
messaged
filling
us?
your spot here. It's mighty big pants to fill.
Yes. Huge gloves.
Huge gloves and shoes.
You know what we're missing from this is Sean's notepad.
Yes.
I got it right here, and I was going to make notes, but then I didn't
Sean,
want to go too far.
we have a whiteboard across from us, but Sean has to have a
gets
notepad.
upset 'cause
He
he
doesn't
can't
want
see
to turn
it.
his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I gotta know what's going on.
We did see Sean, and I swear to God, we talked about the webcast when we were out for sushi on Friday.
Yeah.
Where is the love?
We went for sushi on Friday.
We did. It was delicious. We ate so much.
With a 20 minutes planning.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as I left the door, like walked out the door, the messages started coming on my phone. Hey guys, she's gone. Let's
Hey
go.
God, she's gone.
I'm like,
You
I'm
left
still
on
here.
Thursday.
Yeah, you left the day before. 2 days before.
We're good.
No, you went that night.
Make sure you check out.
You went Thursday night.
Keep your eye on BMP YouTube
Friday
page.
night.
No, we went Friday night.
Friday night.
On my way home from.
Oh, I left Friday night.
no,
I
you
left
didn't.
Friday. Yes, I did.
No, you left Thursday.
This was the Friday they just went by.
I went to.
No.
Yeah,
Before-
like you were
before,
already
like A week
gone.
ago. You're already gone.
No,
Bro.
you guys went.
No, like today is Monday.
Yeah.
We went like Friday, not like
Like
a week ago.
2 days
like
ago.
Friday.
Dude, I have the messages on my phone
Bro,
that say she's
Ashton-
gone. We're going to
Ashton-
sushi.
No, Ashton was at my dad's house.
I'm telling you. I have the
This
messages.
was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, like 3 days ago. Well, you were
Not
7
a
days
week,
into your trip.
not
We
8.
went to sushi.
Okay.
She's gone. Let's go
Amber-
for sushi.
I swear to God, if I go back in my
Man.
messages,
you can.
she's gone. Did Amber leave you an allowance? Was the message. Let's go for sushi.
That was long ago. We didn't even go for sushi that night.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, you did, and you were like,
Yo,
"Oh my
me
God,
and
that
you
was
went.
so
Oh,
good."
yeah.
Yeah, me and you went.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sean's like, "I'm gonna join you too."
No, he ditched us.
Oh, he
he
did?
ditched
Yeah,
us
we
her
did
miles.
sushi 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Didn't
he ditched us her miles. Remember,
Wow.
he was like, "I'm gonna stop and see you guys,"
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
and then he didn't.
we? Yeah.
He forgot about us.
And then Friday,
guys almost had
Miles
me
came.
And then he got to Miles's house, and he's like, "Bro, I totally forgot about you guys and the webcast."
Mm-hmm.
Some bitch. Final
yeah.
word, Scott. Since nobody will see you till next Civic weekend.
Oh, Wayne Morris, I'm sorry, says he's back. His Facebook got hacked, and I lost everyone.
Aw.
Add Wayne Morris to Facebook, everybody.
Yeah.
Good laughs,
Missed
good
you,
times.
Wayne.
He's got a YouTube channel. Any
Anyway,
final thoughts?
Back to Scott. You were saying something.
Final thoughts,
Final
Scott. We won't see you
thoughts.
till this time next year.
Oh, have a great summer. The rest of the summer.
He'll be back in 2 weeks. We're trying
Dude.
to make it happen.
You should write for Hallmark.
What's that movie, Mr. Deeds?
Mr. D.
Mr. D.
Mr. Deeds? Oh my God. Oh my God. Mark Hunter, final thoughts?
My final thoughts is looking forward to going to battle with you and Sean.
I'm excited for
Against
the
you and
next,
Sean.
I believe I
gonna
have
be great.
5 tournaments in the next 6 weeks.
I got a lot of fishing to do.
I'm pumped.
4 more days of work, and then I got like 10 days solid fishing.
Amber, final thoughts.
No, I got nothing.
Really?
I'm still hurting from.
She's still in vacation mode.
My
Yeah,
final thoughts are
tomorrow's my first
Hey,
day
did you have a
back.
prairie oyster out there?
No, I'm all right.
we
No.
almost made it through the show without offending anybody.
Where's your treats?
Oh yeah, I
Where's your
brought you guys
treats?
back something.
Kyle Crothers is probably at home going, oh, we're not eating that.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not even.
What is
Yeah.
it?
I'm not eating.
Maggots.
It's not maggots. It's a larva.
I thought it was something for ice
I'm not
fishing.
eating that.
It's not fly larva.
That's your final thought. My final thought is I'm really excited for the next little bit here. We're going to pound through the tournaments hard. I'm not eating those. Are you going to eat one?
If you do, I will.
I'm not eating it. That's disgusting. That's crappy bait,
Are you
man.
gonna eat it?
Mark should eat it after making
Yeah,
everybody.
Remember
shark,
the,
shark.
Were you here
Hey,
for the
I
Mako
ate it,
Shark?
at
Oh
least.
my, that was
ate
the
it.
worst experience. Remember Sean dry heaving?
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Oh, that's gross.
humoring me, Mark.
Crunchy.
I didn't mind the crickets,
What?
but I'm
They're
not
spicy
doing.
flavored too.
Oh, I dropped one on the floor.
It's
It's
Mexican
fine.
flavored. That's what it says.
Mexican flavored
Mexican
bugs.
flavored worms.
We're gonna end this here.
Fear is not the factor.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember,
Pretty
you can
good.
save $10 off your first subscription box at simplefishing.ca. Great people, great box. I saw the boxes already that are going out this month, and I'm sure next month will be even better. That was a
What
good
was
pause,
that?
eh? I was just holding out on you guys. Guys, thank you so much. We will see you in 2 weeks. There's a busy, hectic 6 weeks coming up, so we'll see you 2 weeks from now. Maybe Sean and McCall will remember.
Yeah, Sean.
Boy, boy.
Night, Al.